All right, everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready to dig in.
This time, we're looking at Singapore and how they're pulling in global talent. I mean, really pulling.
Yeah, no kidding.
You see those headlines about the Overseas Networks and Expertise Pass?
Oh, yeah.
That sounds kind of like a golden ticket, doesn't it?
Definitely does.
Well, it turns out they've given out over 3,000 of these passes just in 2024 alone.
Wow. That's quite the influx.
It is. So we dug through some reports and policy docs to see what's really going on here.
Try and make sense of this brain power migration.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it really is fascinating. We're talking top-tier talent, the kind that drives innovation and growth.
Yeah, and it seems like Singapore's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers.
Seriously,
Yeah.
they're targeting specific sectors that are vital to their economic strategy, not just any industry that comes knocking.
Right. They're focusing on finance, insurance, tech, and professional services. They're not just trying to grow, they're trying to dominate.
And they're not just looking for folks with fat paychecks. Sure, you need to be earning at least $30,000 a month.
Yeah, that is a pretty hefty salary.
It is. But there's another path. You could also get one of these passes if you've got outstanding achievements in your field.
Right, so it's not just about the money. They're looking for people who've made a real impact.
Exactly. Like inventors with key patents, researchers who've published groundbreaking work, entrepreneurs who've built successful startups.
They're looking for the movers and shakers, the ones who are going to make waves.
And I guess that makes sense. They want people who not only succeed in their own roles, but also inspire others, share their knowledge, and really contribute to Singapore's growth.
Yeah, they want people who will integrate, not just isolate.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
They've got this scheme called the One Pass, which is like flexibility on steroids.
Is pretty wild.
You can start your own company, work for multiple companies, or even lead an existing one all under this one pass.
It really seems like they're trying to remove all the barriers.
They really are.
Yeah.
And you know what else? They're encouraging these one pass holders to engage with the local community,
Interesting.
mentoring local talent, participating in industry events, networking. It's all about weaving this global talent into the fabric of Singaporean society.
Makes sense. If you're going to attract the best, you got to make sure they don't just stay in their own little bubble.
Right. And it's not just a one-way street either. Singapore is also investing heavily in upskilling its own workforce so that everyone benefits from this talent influx.
So it's not about replacement, it's about raising the bar for everyone.
Exactly. Now, all this sounds amazing, but it does raise some questions. We're talking about 4,200 applications approved just in the first year of the One Pass scheme.
That's a lot of people.
It is. And there's this annual check-in where they review your contributions.
Yeah.
They want to see that you're not just using Singapore as a stepping stone. They're tracking everything, not just your income, but your mentorship activities, your collaborations, your speaking engagements.
Wow, that's pretty comprehensive.
It is. They're serious about making sure this talent influx benefits everyone.
And it sounds like they're using that data to constantly refine the program, too.
They are. It's a dynamic system, always adapting.
It's impressive.
It is. But it also makes you think, what happens to the countries that lose their top talent to places like Singapore?
Yeah, that's a big concern. The brain drain could be significant.
Right. So while this is an incredible strategy for Singapore, it does raise some big questions about the global competition for talent and what it means for the future of work.
It does. Like, is this a sustainable model in the long run?
And it's really fascinating. It's not just Singapore doing this.
Oh.
Nope. More and more countries are waking up to the reality that attracting global talent is key to staying competitive in the 21st century. They're rolling out their own versions of these golden tickets.
Oh, wow. So it's like a global talent arms race.
It kind of is. And that's what we're going to be digging into in our next deep dive. We'll be exploring how different countries are competing for the best and brightest minds in the world.
Should be
It
fascinating.
will be. So make sure you tune in for that one. Until then, keep those brains buzzing.
And keep questioning everything.